welcome back to Total to Titles. I'm your host, Nino Brown, and we got a very special episode today. We got an exclusive interview with former Morgan State tight end, long snapper, Myles Wright. How are we doing tonight, man?
I'm straight. I'm good. I can't complain.
You seem to be busy. I've been watching lately. I see you on YouTube doing your thing with Destroying. We'll get into that in a little bit, but we're gonna go backwards before we go forwards. I'm gonna hit you with a couple rapid fire questions, get you loose, and then we'll talk. We'll talk some football. All right.
All
right. Number one track in the headphones right now.
No. Oh, number one track. Really? If I'm being honest, anything YoungBoy. Yeah, anything YoungBoy. Like I literally go to I got a playlist. It's just straight YoungBoy, and I just press play.
Get that hype music going.
Yeah. So it's really I can't even say I got a favorite song of him. I just literally just let it play. Like I don't really care what come on.
No skips.
Nah, zero.
All right. All-time favorite snack.
I would say Fruities. I don't know if you know what that is, but when I was younger, at St. Francis, I used to go to it was like a corner store, and it was 50 cents a pack for real.
Okay.
And it was a whole bunch of fruity. Huh?
Are they like gummies?
No, they not gummies. I can't even. They kind of like taffies.
Okay.
You pull them apart, and they little. They be having them at baby showers, weddings. Sometimes that's the little snack arrangement things.
All right, I got you. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
I used to love it.
Favorite stadium you played in?
I want to say Florida. Florida, okay. That was the first time I ever seen just I can't even explain just people just screaming it was the whole game. It was just loud. People calling your name on the sideline, asking about your family members. It's crazy. And then they do that research. When I was playing Florida, I would have never thought that they looked into me. Cause I was I think that was my red shirt freshman year. And they was yeah, Myles Wright, don't think we don't know about you. I'm what? It was that was just kind of crazy to me. They really diehard fans of football and just Florida. It was crazy.
Yeah. It's the real deal down in the swamp.
Yeah, that was crazy. And I got to see Kyle Pitt. I think he scored about 3 touchdowns on us. It was crazy.
He's a freak. That's why he's he is where he is right now. Top athlete, non-football.
Dang. I would. All right. So I can't even say non-football because he literally plays football. But I want to say, because he's not in the league, I want to say Destroying. Because, I've been watching him for a little minute. You feel me? I don't want to say no cliche answer. I want to give an answer that really resonate with me. I've been watching him for a minute, since I was in high school. You feel me? So I've been following he was one of the reasons why I actually got into YouTube for real, and just seeing his whole little running with college and stuff like that. I kind of had a similar thing, but it just wasn't on that scale, and I was all right, I'm gonna just stick to football. So that his whole story kind of inspired me, and just me being able to actually be in his videos kind of a surreal moment for me. So
all right. I've been watching for a long time. I'm seeing him when he was trying to be, thought about being a kicker, went that route, you know what I mean? And then the one-on-ones, the videos and the battles took off. My man pretty much could have declined a contract at NFL because he's doing better on the side. You know what I mean? So kudos to him on the independent route doing his thing. All right. Best advice you ever received?
The best advice I ever received was only control what you can control.
Love it.
So that kind of stuck with me. Just throughout my career. My receiver coach at Towson used to say that a lot, and that was just like, I don't know, like I be having like kind of times where like certain things just stick out. They say a lot, but like certain things really stick out to me for real. So that was kind of one of the things that just stuck with me, because I know me coming in to Towson like as a freshman, that was kind of like my thing. Like I used to let things like overwhelm me. I wanted to be like so perfect and do everything so right. You feel me? Yep. So like every little thing used to like affect me.
Yeah.
And that was like kind of the thing that I had to learn. Like some things, you feel me, you're just not gonna be able to control, and the only thing you can do is do better the next rep. So
all right. I've heard that many times. I think that's that's key, because there's a lot of things you can't control, but if you let it control you, you're losing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I'm with it. Now, I asked this question to a lot of people. I last at the Senior Bowl. I've lasted to, all these interviews I've done. The breakfast cereal 101. You can only have one last bowl of cereal. What you rocking with?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
All right. That's the fave. That and Fruity Pebbles usually take the top.
Don't even gotta think about it.
I think because the milk at the end, you get an extra bonus. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be crushing Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Let's talk. Early days. You grew up in Baltimore, Maryland. What's football like in B-more? And when did you fall in love with the game of football?
All right. Football in Baltimore is like the only thing I can like for sure gritty. Like it's hard playing football in Baltimore just off the we're not even getting to the technical side, just straight like you gotta be tough, like to play with in Baltimore. So I mean I can give you a story. Like I was at St. Francis, and mind you, I started playing football at like in the 8th grade. So that's kind of like late compared to everybody else. So like I started playing football in the 8th grade. I didn't really play that much. I didn't play until like my first time ever playing tight end was like in the I didn't play the whole season, and then we had like this little championship to it. We flew down to Florida, and it was like a national type of thing. And that was like kind of my first time playing tight end. I got MVP playing tight end there. And then I had it was in high school, they moved me back to DN. And I was telling my coach, like, bro, I'm trying to play tight end. I don't want to play no defense no more. Like, I'm trying to play tight end. I kept hounding him about it. He put me in at tight end. Mind you, I was like leading. This is why I was on JV. I was leading the team in like sacks. Like I was crazy at pass rushing, but I just love tight end. I wanted to play tight end so bad. Put me in at tight end. They threw me the ball for a touchdown, and I remember like it was yesterday. Like the defender was in front of me, but like the quarterback kind of threw it up because like obviously I was taller than everybody. Right. But I was like waiting for the ball to come to me instead of like going to get the ball. And they ain't never put me back at tight end for real. Then I got moved up to varsity, and I was playing DN. I was doing good, but I wasn't starting. Then like my sophomore year, they let me play tight end again, and I scored my first touchdown. I stole a touchdown from my teammate. So got in there. I was like, it was 4 verticals. It was like trips to the right side. And because I'm the tight end, I normally had a crossing route. So it was like a crossing route. My man Devin Phelps, he played in Japan right now. My man Devin Phelps, he had like a seam route, and then the outside just got a straight clear. So go. And like because I knew the camaraderie that like I didn't have no camaraderie with the quarterback at the time because they just moved me to tight end. And I was like, I know they're about to throw it to Devin. But I wanna score too. So it was like a risk that I took, and I ended up bagging me like Mawson. That's what we say in Baltimore. Right. So I ended up bagging everybody. It was like 4 defenders over there. Like one of the DBs actually in the league right now. I believe he in the XFL for real. So I ended up bagging like everybody over there, including Devin. So that was like my first. That was like my first ever touchdown. We all celebrated. My coach was cussing me out. Like I could hear him like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I caught it, and then everybody started celebrating. So it was just like one of them crazy moments. And after that, they started like trusting me, giving me the ball more, and I ended up being the number one tight end in Maryland at the end of that like sophomore year.
Yes, sir. I listen. You stole it from your teammate, balled out, scored. And then everybody hushed up after that. And then you got your moment. So sometimes you just got to go get it. I never heard of anybody mossing their own teammate, but, that's a first. I love it. It seems like you have been surrounded by football, your whole life. Your cousin, William Crest, played for West Virginia. And then your other cousin, Javion Clowney, played for South Carolina. And he's still in the NFL now. What were those, just toss his pigskin around back then? I know they're a little older than you, but did you get those chances to just mess around the backyard with them guys? And what's it like? You get to pick their brain here and there?
Right. So, for one, I have, it's other cousins that I talk to more. So Cyrus Jones is another one of my close cousins that went to Alabama. I wasn't too close with Jadeveon Clowney. I kind of found out he was family through like a family reunion.
Okay.
So like just a big family reunion in South Carolina, and we all was down there for real. And that's like basically how I met him. William and Cyrus. Well, I'm more close with William. Like he was kind of one of the people that introduced me to football. He was playing at Dunbar High School before I was at St. Francis while I was coming up in 8th grade. And he would like just take me to the school, meet the players. They kind of like gave me my nickname for real. But they he introduced me to all the players for real, and they just kind of like embraced me. I still know them to this day. Like we all still kind of close for real. So it was kind of one of them situations to where like he just took me under his wing, like, and basically like tried to show me everything. He was a quarterback, so it kind of just worked out. I wanted to play tight end, and he was like kind of just showing me like, oh, you gotta be out at this certain time. Everything's about time, and just giving me the basics of everything. Like I just kind of had to learn everything fast because I started
late.
Like basically, yeah.
You can't. I had it on the dock, but you can't just can't put it out there and just scoop. Talk about the nickname, Ham. They said that they gave you the nickname. How did it come about? Talk to me.
So all right, so yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I only told this story to teammates.
Oh boy, we're getting exclusive right here.
So yeah, so they always laugh. So basically, when I was working out at Dunbar, they always used to call me Head, cause like my head was like real big. I had a big head basically, but like my body was small because like I was like young for real. So it always like kind of stood out, and like they used to always call me Head, which I was cool with for real. I ain't had no real problem with it. So they used to call me that. And around that time, I was like in love with YouTube. Like I was really trying to like figure out YouTube, and like me and my sister was like, she the one that like helps me with everything. Like if I got a new idea, she be helping me like trying to, you feel me? So I was like, I'm trying to start a YouTube channel or whatever. I need to figure out a name, and she was like, everybody call you Head, so just call it Head. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. Like that's too that's too basic. Like that's too basic. So she was like, like I was like, what other things could it be? And she was like, I was like, Head, and then we just end up coming up with Head Almighty. So that's where Ham came from. So it's Head, ALL Mighty.
All right.
So as I got older, I was using Head Almighty for a little bit, like while I was in high school. But when I started getting older, I'm like, Head Almighty kind of like childish. Like, I don't really like it like that. And then I like just shortened it. So like it's basically like an acronym, Head Almighty, and everybody just started calling me Him.
All right, and then I know that's your social media tags, right, on everything on your YouTube and your Twitter and all that, right?
So at first my name was Up Top 13 because that was my number in high school, and I just switched it out to Up Top.
All right. Now you brought up St. Francis Academy a little bit. You were number 1 tight end in Maryland. You mentioned that, and then you received an invite to Alabama's camp where you won MVP, and you also won the All Saban Award. Can you talk to us a little bit about that camp and what it was like there?
That was probably the hardest thing I ever did in my life, honestly. And it was one of those things where I'm just glad that I like in the moment. I didn't know I was gonna win the award. I didn't think I did good enough to get the award, honestly. But I was like just shocked that I even made it through. I was happy I made it through because like I went up there with 3 or 4 teammates, and I was the only one to make it.
Ooh,
through.
okay.
So like it was like we was there for a week and we like stayed in the little dorms. It was like dorms that we stayed in. So it was like kind of a like real college experience. We was working out every single like it was like he was putting us through an actual Alabama practice.
Ooh.
So we would like boom, we would play, practice or whatever, go through our position drills, do 7-on-7, and then at the end of each day, it was like this little thing called Bama ball. And I forgot how to play it. But it was just basically like it was like a throw up tag type of like you gotta catch the ball and throw it all the way to the touchdown. Like you can't really run. So it's more of a like you got a one-on-one man type of thing. And then every time you catch the ball, you gotta throw it. So like I could catch it, land, and then I gotta throw it to somebody else. So it's kind of like working on like getting open and catching contested catch because you got a man on you at all times for real. So it was kind of like working on everything all in one little thing. And it was just like a bunch of the most ranked players there, just like, and it was kind of crazy. One little moment I had with Nick Saban was
Let's go.
This was kind of like kind of made me feel like I was doing good. Mind you, like this is my second year playing tight end. So like I'm not even confident at the position. Like I just know for me, I just work hard, you feel me? And I just every like opportunity I try to take advantage of. That's like just something that I live by for real. And like one moment that I had with him was like when I first got there, they were handing out helmets.
All right.
And they didn't have a helmet to fit me.
Head.
So yeah. So Nick Saban came over and was like, "Bro, you telling me at the University of Alabama we don't have a helmet to fit your head?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, y'all don't have a helmet. Like, I don't know what to say." So he was like, if I personally go over there and find you a helmet, you owe me a penny. It's just a joke.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I guess you feel me, I guess. So boom, he goes back there himself, and finds a helmet that actually fits. So he gave me the helmet. And that was kind of one of the things that like I guess had him like looking at me with that little whole like exchange that we had. So he was like following me throughout the camp. Mind you, I'm just thinking that's just like a normal exchange or whatever.
Right.
I'm not thinking he ever gonna look my way again. So we working out or whatever. It was like we was doing one-on-ones. Or no, it was like we never did one-on-ones. It was like 2-on-2 kind of. It was like 2 against 2. So like you might not get the ball, you might. And I was going against like this real rank. I don't know what rank he was, but he already had an offer from Alabama. And he was like one of the the highest ranked like linebackers in the country. I forgot what it was though, but I went against him and he like jammed me so hard. Like this was probably the hardest I ever got jammed in my life. Like he jammed me so hard, like I fell back. Like he basically picked me up and that was like the first time that ever happened in my life for real. And I was like, I got mad. I was like, no, run it back. So we got back to the line, did a crazy move, cooked him, and he ended up catching back up to me, and I like kind of caught it over his head. Everybody start going crazy. I start yelling or whatever. And Nick Saban called me over and was like, "Yeah, you don't owe me no penny no more." So like that kind of like made me smile or whatever, and I was just like happy, like having that little moment for real. And yeah, just like one of the greatest college coaches ever. Just you feel me? It's just a great moment for me.
You feel like you made it. Like you're getting acknowledged from the GOAT, you know?
Yeah. Second year in, I'm talking to Nick Saban like I was like on cloud 20. Like it was crazy.
I love it. Now that right there is a unique story. All right.
Yeah.
You received 13 collegiate offers. You had some P5 schools such as Duke, Boston College, which is my team. I really wish you would have made it up here. Yeah. Syracuse, NC State, Delaware, and more. And then you ultimately choose Towson. What was the decision process like, and what made you roll with the Tigers?
At the time, so like I was at the time I had like this injury. I had a meniscus injury. It wasn't really too bad. Like I got it scoped out or whatever. Okay. So I basically did it at I got invited to the Adidas All-American camp.
Yep.
So I was there. I was doing a bunch of drills for real. And like I said, like I be, it's kind of something that I don't want to say I hate about myself, but it's just like sometimes I be wishing I don't do it, but in the moment it's just like I got to. So I'm at the camp or whatever. We doing drills and we doing like testing. So I run my 40, then we do the L drill. And mind you, I was back home like training for this event like for a minute. So we doing the L drill and I end up messing up my knee. Mind you, I never had no injury ever. So I'm just thinking like, oh, I just sprained it or something or whatever. I keep doing the camp. Like I finished the camp and I got MVP at that camp also. So end up getting MVP at the camp. I get on a plane going back. Like I start feeling like while I'm resting, because we had downtime. So I started feeling a little bit more and it was getting swollen, but I'm like, I'm not stopping. Like I gotta finish this camp for real. So finished the camp. After the camp, it started getting real big or whatever. And then when we got on the plane, that's when I really started like feeling. I'm like, all right, like it got like it's really something wrong. Like it's really something wrong. So I ended up having that issue. I was real like high on like Syracuse. And when I went up there, like they was real like high on me. And I really wanted to go there. Like it was one of the schools. It was them, and North Carolina was like my all-time favorite school. And like my favorite tight end coming out of like when I was in high school was Eric Ebron, and he was at North Carolina. So like that was like my favorite. Like I was like, I gotta play like this guy. Like he going crazy. Good. They giving him the ball. Like I gotta go there. So another school that I really wanted to go to was Syracuse. And then like they were high on me when I was coming out my junior year. And when that kind of whole thing happened, it was like they never pulled the offer, but like I don't know, I just felt like it kind of shift and everything. So Towson was kind of on me more and heavier, and like with all like everything, they was just real accommodating. And yeah, that's how I kind of made my decision.
All right. Now you played 3 seasons. I think your first year you didn't really see any action, but you were there for 3 seasons with the Tigers, and then you transferred to Bowie State Bulldogs for 1 season. Talked about Bowie. I apologize. Talk to us about your time at Bowie.
My time at Bowie was good. I actually won a championship there. We was in a running for the national championship. We made it to, I believe, it was the game right before the national championship. So we made it pretty far. It was a real good experience. Like it was a great experience. Like I had already graduated from Towson, so I was literally there just to play football. So for me, it was a great experience. Like I come to school, play football, you feel me? And then by that time it was like post-COVID.
Yep.
So most of my class was online. Like I was living the life.
So you enjoyed your time at Bowie?
Yeah, I enjoyed my time at Bowie.
All right. Now, the following season, you transferred to Morgan State as a grad student, right? And you were named to Phil Steele's first team as a long snapper, and then you finished over at Morgan State with 7 catches for 139 yards. Tell us the difference between your time at Bowie and Morgan State.
So at Bowie, my role on the team was like a blocker. I was like, I mean, that was still my role on the team at Morgan also. Like it was under the same head coach. And he was one of the reasons why I went to Morgan. So I was at Bowie and I was gonna stay at Bowie just for the remainder of my college career. And the head coach, Coach Wilson, he had took a job at Morgan, and I ended up going over there with him. So that was kind of the reason why I went to Morgan. But my role was kind of the same. Like I did everything that I did, plus, but I just caught a lot more passes. Yeah, like I would say like my role on the team was like more of a blocker. So like that's what I was kind of just, you feel me, doing and just doing for the team. And when they called my number to catch passes, like you feel me, I made.
You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Made it happen, yeah.
All right, now I need to know, because you started out in high school and before that in high school, and then when you went on You were playing defensive side of the ball, right? You're playing defense
Yeah.
and offense, right? And then as you went on to your collegiate career, you started playing long snapper and tight end. So
Mm-hmm.
when did you like your kind of your passion for the long snapper? Where did that come from, and why'd you like it so much?
So I kind of always played long snapper. Like I played long snapper in high school. We didn't punt the ball a lot though. So they taught me how to play. They taught me how to play it. Like my coach named Coach Savoy. He's the one that actually taught me the form and how to long snap.
Okay.
We get to like the games. We had the kicker. I forgot something happened or whatever. Something happened with the kicker. We ended up not having the kicker, so we didn't punt or kick ever. So like every fourth down, we knew we was going for it. Every field goal, we knew we was going for it. Kickers did not exist. So, and even in my content, like I'll be making jokes like kicker don't exist here. Like I'm not going like when I play Madden, I go for every I don't kick field goals, I don't punt the ball, like I go for it all. Like so. Like that ain't even like that just kind of, you feel me, taught me something in life. Like I don't take safe bets. I take risk. So
there you go. Living on the edge, right?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's kind of how I learned. Then I went to Bowie and they kind of like sharpened me there. Coach Wilson was a special teams coach, and he was kind of like teaching me a lot. You feel me? Yeah, and then at Morgan, I just kind of got sharpened. I got a chance to be coached by Coach Woodbury. He was the coach for the Rams the year that they won the Super Bowl. So after the Super Bowl, he came and coached at Morgan. So I got a chance to be coached by him, and he taught me a whole lot, like just about special teams in general, like he taught me a whole lot. So yeah.
And that's a unique position. You know what I mean? They say like catcher in Major League Baseball is a unique position. Long snapper is a position that you can get a run in the NFL and have a good career if you a good long snapper.
Yeah.
All right. Now you got to put your talents on showcase at Morgan, more than you had anywhere else. And you was able to play in the HBCU Legacy Bowl where you kind of, were able to showcase your talents a little more. You had 3 receptions of 28 yards. Talk to me about that whole experience.
That was a great experience. I got to meet a lot of good people, a lot of good players, a lot of good coaches. I feel like I talked to a lot of scouts there. They said they were telling us like the most important, because they know like we don't know these quarterbacks, we don't have a camaraderie with the team. So like the game, like mind you, I still wanted to win that game, and I still wanted to put on the best show that I could. I ended up getting a lot of targets. I got open a lot on the scramble drill. They were getting a lot of pressure, so it was like not too much that we could do. Like their D line was crazy. Like it was a low scoring game. Like that, our D line was crazy, their D line was crazy. So it was just like hard on both O lines. Like so, it wasn't too much that we could do, but like I was still fortunate enough to be able to get open. I did good at practice. And 1-on-1s, I didn't lose, not one 1-on-1. Yeah.
Yeah, I read that you dominated.
I just tried to make do. Yeah, try to make do with everything that I could make do with, and yeah.
I guess you had 3 receptions, 20-something yards, and you did say you get target. I believe you had like 7 or 8 targets in that game. You know what I mean? But like you said, it was low scoring. It was 10-3 final, right? You guys were on the losing end of it, but like you said, it was a defensive battle. But it was nice to see, because the first couple of years you collegiate career, there wasn't many targets for you, but it seemed as though like when you went to Morgan and then you got to that Legacy Bowl, they wanted to showcase you. They knew what they had, in the pocket there. They wanted to put it on display. So I love it. Now we're going to talk about some recent stuff. Okay. I've been watching it. We spoke about him earlier. I've been watching Destroy him for a while before, the whole blow up session happened. He got big, and when he was trying to be a kicker and he was doing his thing, and you're a fellow YouTuber too, so you know where it's coming from. The grind ain't easy. But you've been on the last couple stops. I want to say it's like 3 or 4 you've been on in these NFL stadiums. You were in DC, right? Buffalo and Virginia.
Virginia. It was Hampton, Virginia, DC, Buffalo, and Minnesota. The one that it just dropped today.
I know I saw you on your social. You saw the NFL put you out there, right? Like they gave you a retweet. How'd that feel?
Yeah, it felt great. I'm not gonna lie. It was just the whole thing really just was a great moment, surreal. I met a lot of good people. Everything was just like surreal. Like I just was having fun, and just enjoying the moment, really.
Now listen, you're a big boy, right? A big boy in tight end. You ain't supposed to move like that. Okay,
I
I
know.
seen you in these one-on-ones, getting twitchy, getting jiggy. You're doing your
Yeah.
thing. I feel bad for some of these guys because some of these videos they're showing tendons popping after you juking them. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And you making one-handed grabs left and right. How far have
Mhm.
you made it? I know there was that one though you made a put a boy on skates and you just happened to let that one
Yeah.
slip. You know what I mean? But you've been looking good. You've been doing your thing. So how far have you made it? How close have you got to the bag? And are you going to continue to be on this tour?
Yeah, so I'm gonna pop out to the one in Philly. I believe that's on September 30th. The DC, so the Virginia one was the closest that I've gotten. I made it to like the round right before the finals. Um, Buffalo, that was kind of a wild trip, honestly. Like, and I don't even like making excuses. Like, I just be like, I dropped it, and that's cool. But like,
You smoked
I
that
was
bitch.
like, it was a wild trip. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I literally came up with the money and with the flight the day before, hopped on a flight. Me, it was a boy named Troy, and we all like got a hotel, and we was all in the same. It was like 6 of us in one room. We all was in one room. And I ended up staying up to like 2 because I was waiting for him. He was the one that booked the room. And I ended up staying up till like 2 in the morning waiting for him. Then we woke up at 8.
Oh man.
So it was like, I don't know. The whole day was kind of messed up. Like I ended up still making it to the finals and being able to, you feel me, go to the stadium. But then like I was done. And then I walked up like I think it was like 2 or 3 miles from the airport to the hotel. So I was kind of like done, honestly,
Little
from the
gas before
beginning.
you got there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
talk to us about the atmosphere. This gets wild, right? From what I see, I mean,
Oh
I only
yeah.
get to see post production, but you in the middle of it before it gets,
Nah,
tampered down. So tell me how hypey it gets.
it gets crazy. Like you haven't seen the Minnesota one, but like I want to say the latest one was DC, just
Yeah,
because like everybody I knew was there. Like the crowd was crazy, and it was actually like real good talent there. Um, Buffalo, it was lit. It was lit when we got in the stadium. Like outside the stadium, it was kind of flat. They do a real good job editing it, so it looks like
right.
way like it looks crazy, even if it's not crazy. So they would do a real good job editing. Minnesota was lit too, though. Like Minnesota, we was at the Vikings training camp the whole time. Um, and I made it real far. And the Vikings, I really feel like I could have won that one, but it started raining. So
Ooh.
yeah. But like I was like the last. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're gonna watch the video. Like I was one of the last like people, and we end up splitting the money. So I ain't
All right.
leave with nothing.
You didn't leave empty-handed. It was
Yeah,
worth it. It was worth the trip. Now,
yeah, it was
I got to
right.
know. I know you be training a lot and you be grinding, working all the time. But like I said, you're a big man. You get twitchy. You got moves. You can get
Yeah.
separation, especially right at the point of contact. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So, like, how you training and how are you able to be so agile for being a gentleman of your size?
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I feel like it's genetics. My mother, she like, we all are kind of like built like me. I'm probably the most muscular, but like I have like my legs are real strong, and like that was kind of the thing that I've been working. Like everybody, like like when you go in the gym in high school, like you go there, get a couple bench reps. I was the only one squatting, so
Okay.
I love like leg day, and I was probably like the only one in my school to take leg day serious. I'm not gonna say I was the only one, but like you feel me, just extra reps. Like I was like when everybody was benching, I was over there squatting. So I was squatting like 3 something in high school.
Whew,
So
whew.
that's kind of been like my foundation is real strong. So like when I like move and I can carry my weight, like I'm real strong on my lower half. So like I'm able to carry my weight, and I've met a lot of people that help me like just understand the game of football. Like his name is PJ. I work out with him a lot. And yeah, he just helps me like understand the game of football, understand routes, understand what I'm supposed to do in certain situations. Cause that's what I kind of like used to struggle with. I would say like at Towson, like I knew all of the moves. I knew like I could do all of the moves, but I didn't know when to apply them. So like he kind of like helped me like realize like, oh, when he turned this way, you can do this move. And when I start like just feeling it and knowing like exactly where I'm going off of just how they line up strictly, like that's when I just like became like, yeah, dangerous.
Everything started clicking, right? When it was just like become natural, second nature to you. Then it was just like, all right, we on now. We got to people don't understand. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people have been doing this since they were like Pop Warner. You started mad late, so you were already
so like
behind the
that's what I'm
8 ball.
saying. Like that's why I like I love it because I don't have like the wear and tear everybody got, but it's like at the same time, like I'm just getting it. Like I'm just getting it. So it's like I'm excited to see what's gonna happen next. Like, yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about another passion that you seem to have. You have a passion for photography and videography, right? I mean, recently you just shot Blake High School football team's media day, and I saw the videos. What they see, what we see. I like that. It came out nice. Where did this passion come from? And if football isn't the answer, because I truly believe football can still be the answer for you. It's journey ain't over; it's just begun in my eyes for you.
Yeah.
If football isn't the answer, is photography and videography the other route you would go?
Yeah. So I used to always say like, cause I never really stopped. Like I never stopped doing like photography. I'm not gonna lie. In high school, like the NFL hasn't always just been my like go to. Like I didn't. My initial like dream was to be a YouTuber. So I always like initially like before I even started playing football, like I really wanted to be a YouTuber. So like that was always like my goal. And when I started playing football, like I used to always edit like my videos, like my YouTube videos. But when I started, so a funny story is like I want to say like because I didn't really understand even what I was doing, like football wise. Like I didn't understand none of that. Like when I first got ranked, other people told me. Like I didn't even know like I was ranked. I didn't even know that I had offers. Like,
oh wow.
Like I was literally just like working out, just going through everything. Like, and I didn't even know why I was working that hard. Like I really didn't have like my mind didn't grasp me like ever trying to like be in the position I am now, like to even have a shot of playing professional football. So like that was never like even in my mind. Like I was literally playing football and making plays to be able to edit clips. And so like that was literally the reason why I was like, all right, I gotta score this. I'm gonna be able to edit this nice little video and I'm gonna post it. So like that was literally my motivation. And then my junior year is when everything just started happening. Like I got invited to a camp and I'm sitting down with my coach, like, so what does this mean? Like, and he explained everything. Like everything is literally just happening fast. Like everything just happening so fast. So I'm like, what does this mean? Like, what do I have to do? And he just coached me throughout the whole process for real. And yeah, like everything just kind of I don't even want to say I was going with the flow because I was really working hard. Like I just didn't have like a motive to what I was doing. I was just doing it because you feel me. I know I wanted to, you feel me, get my clips for real. So everything just ended up happening, and I ended up like I would say my junior and senior, like I ended up falling in love with the game of football to the point where like my senior year, we got a new coaching staff at St. Francis, which was the Biff Poggi staff.
Yeah.
They came from Gilman. We got them, and we ended up winning the championship. But at the beginning of the season, they was like, we kind of changing our offense or whatever. They came in and basically had a meeting with us, like, we changing the offense. We want to be like a more run heavy team. And I made the decision to stay and be a part of that, take a lesser role on the team, and end up getting a championship out of it. So
everything happens for a reason, my man, right?
yeah.
All
Yep.
right. I got one for you now. If an NFL team, USFL, XFL team calls Myles Wright and wants to know what type of player they're getting, what are you telling them?
I know everybody say this, but I would consider I'm a risk taker for one, but I'm a hard worker, and I'm like real detail oriented. Like I said, like the details used to get the best of me. Like when I was in at Towson, just like me, like I just love doing everything perfect. Like even down to like it's like a small little like detail, but it makes me like happy when I do it. Like when I run a good route and at the end of when I catch the ball and it's a perfect catch, it hits both of my hands like at the same time. Like that's the most satisfying feeling to me. I'm just like, and it's only me, only I would know that, and I would feel that. Like nobody really pays attention to stuff like that, but like just how detail oriented I am. I pay real close attention to detail, and I'm just real coachable. Like I'm a sponge. Like I soak up everything. Like I'm just able to be coached to do literally anything. So it's like,
you say that
I'm real coachable. I work hard, and I'm not like, I don't feel like I'm above the team. Like I do anything for a team to make sure that we successful.
The all-around teammate, do whatever it takes to win. You know, you say that's just a small detail, but that is someone who's trying to be a master at that craft. That's what I see. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to make sure that every catch is out in front. Every catch is a hand catch, and every catch is done evenly with both sides of the hand. And you know, you don't see that nowadays. People just take their talents for granted. People just take that the ball is going to be there, they're going to catch it no matter what. So I commend you on that, my man. That is something that, you know, in this time, and you know, where we are now in 2023, it's not something that many people, you know, are trying to work on, and I commend you for that. That's a good one. You know, we talked about training a little bit and what your training schedule is like. What is it? How many days a week you training?
I train pretty much every day, and I take the weekends off. I don't do anything on Sunday because I'm a Christian.
Okay.
So I like just take that day to reflect on the week, prepare for the next week, and go to church. So
all right. So you got to have time for you and God. I understand that. You got to have. If you don't, you know, you spiral down. If you don't have time for yourself, the time to reflect. Everybody needs that. Now I noticed you had a little partnership with Jimmy Seafood. Can we talk to you about that a little bit?
Yeah. So that's kind of crazy. Like that's God kind of blessed me with that. Like I was in the middle of paying for training. I was paying for a lot. Like I was paying for a lot of things, like coming out of college, just trying to get myself ready to be like for my pro day, just doing a lot of things myself. I had to do a lot myself for real. So Jimmy's really helped me out a lot because like at the end of everything, like when I was calculating everything I was paying for, I didn't calculate food into the equation. So at the end of everything, like I was like, all right, I got the training right, I got this right, I got that right, I got my rehab, my therapy, like everything I need. And I was like, man, I haven't eaten yet. So I was like, I was calling around. I talked to my trainer and he was like, yeah, Jimmy Seafood, you can't go wrong with Jimmy Seafood. And I never heard of him. So I walked in. I just went to the store and walked in, and they was like kind of asking about me. And I was just telling them or whatever. I was really just looking to pay for the meal and just pay for it. And they was like, nah, we want to do a partnership with you and all that. So they called me back. We did a whole little photo shoot, and yeah, they looked out, and it was clutch too. Like it looked out.
Perfect timing, right? Perfect timing.
Yeah.
All right. It's been a grind, and it's still not over, like I say. But what is one thing you would tell the youth who has football as a dream?
I would say two things. One's for life and one's for football. So the one thing in life I would say is don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like have other, and like another thing, like I don't even call it like an A plan or B plan. Like you need to do things just for you, and you need to do like just things to better your life. So like I always used to say, like when people say like what's your fallback, like I don't have a fallback because I've been doing everything together. Like so like even like I used to say, like I've been telling I got a manager, so like I've been telling him like even if when I go to the league, like I'm still gonna be like doing content, like shooting music video, because that's just my passion. That's what I love to do. So like music videos, like commercials, I'm still be doing that. Like even like on the off season, like other people like have time to where they want to travel. Like my release is literally shooting. Like if I'm not shooting, I don't feel like complete. So like that don't matter if I'm playing football. It don't matter, like none of that. Like that's all I can say. Like just have thing like that's my outlet. I would say like that's the thing. Like or if I don't want to think about football today, I'm gonna just go shoot like something. Like it
that's
could be
the
a
good
bird.
job.
I'll be shooting my dog sometimes. Like
There you go. I see the pictures.
like
I see the little one was a pup. You see a little fella.
Yeah, so like just anything, just find something other than football that makes you happy. Because football at the end of the day, when you get to a certain level, it's a business, and you can't let that business like overwhelm you. So that's what I kind of like just I'm realizing now, like everything's a business and you can't take nothing personal. Like if say I was to get on a team and they just for some reason don't like how the way I play and they cut me, like I cannot take that to heart, because at the end of the day it's about business. They don't feel like I fit their business plan, then I have to go elsewhere and they have to go elsewhere. There's no hard feelings with no coaches. They don't, like, you feel me? So that's kind of one of the things that I learned that with Towson. So I don't have like, even with like everything that happened at Towson, like, I don't have no hard feelings with the coaches. I understand like everything's a business for me. So that if it was one thing that I could tell people, is just like to just have something else that you love to do and you wouldn't mind doing. You feel me? If one, football didn't work out, and if you were in football and you didn't have no downtime, something that you love doing. And for two, while you're in football, is to, for one, I said it before, control what you can control, but just never let things overwhelm you. Like always keep your confidence. I feel like confidence is the most important thing that you could ever have in life, period. But in football, confidence is like I didn't see a person with their confidence through the roof become a first team All-American, and my man, like this behind the scenes, my man didn't know no plays. Like he just had like a sense for football, and his confidence was just like, all right, I know the ball gonna be there, and I'm gonna trust myself. So like that ended up working for him for real. Even like I watched the Johnny Manziel documentary, like his like prime example. My man didn't look at a lick of film. You feel me? Didn't prepare for no games. He went out there off straight confidence. So it's like I feel like confidence is like a real like pivotal like thing that you really need in football, and you can't let nobody make you lose your confidence or like have anybody have an effect on you and your confidence.
All right. I love it. I love it. Now, I don't know if you can answer it because things could be in the work, but where you sitting now when it comes to like whether it be NFL, XFL, any contracts out there? Anybody talking to you? Anything in the works?
Yeah, I didn't talk to a couple of coaches. I had a workout scheduled for I think September 13th with the DC Defenders, but I think they ended up canceling the whole workout, and they said something that was like a liability issue, something like that, a hazard. I don't know. Like they didn't really disclose on what it was, but they ended up canceling the workout. And I should have a workout coming up soon. Like I don't really want to talk about that yet until it happens. But I have a couple of workouts coming up soon, and I'm just preparing to, feel me.
I got you.
Work my hardest when I get there.
That's it. That's what it is. You prepare for the moment and you dominate. Listen, It's been a pleasure and an honor to be able to get the Myles Wright story out there to everybody who hasn't heard it or doesn't know who you are. Well, they will after this one. Before we close it out, you gave me a lot of juicy nuggets, a lot of things people probably don't know. But what's one thing that people don't know about Myles Wright?
I did say a lot. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, you did. You gave me a lot. You gave me a lot, but I'm trying to close it out with a special one.
I don't know. I mean, I would say like, I mean, the only thing I could think of, like I'd have told like all the stuff that I would have said, like I done said already, but the only thing I can say is I used to wrestle. Wrestling used to be like I wrestled for 1 year and won the national championship in 8th grade. That was before I started playing football. So I wrestled first, and then literally like later I started playing football. So that was kind of like my entry into sports.
And that's a nice juicy nugget to close it out with, my man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay in contact with you because I want to see where this journey takes you. I'm intrigued by everything. I think you are a great just person in general. I like what you're doing. I like how you're carrying yourself and the way you carry your demeanor and everything. So you got a fan in me. But like I said, I'll be in contact with you. And good luck in these next couple of one-on-one battles. Good luck with these, camping fights, whatever you get. And I hope you dominate and get that contract.
I will.
All right, that's the confidence I like to see. That's my guy. I'm Nino Brown. It's Titles to Titles. We're gonna close this one out. Once again, this is Myles Wright. If you don't know who he was, you will after this one. We out.
Thank you.